This podcast was recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians and pay our respect to elders past and present.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
This is my final MAFS related interview.
They're talking about me. She's like, yep. It was Australia's reaction.
This is an exclusive.
Caused a lot of drama and it never got aired. It just went nuts.
Hello and welcome back to Reality. I'm Selina.
And I'm Tahnee.
And this week we thought we'd do something different and try a solo girly episode because we have so much to debrief on.
Yes.
We had the reunion episodes.
A lot.
What?
I don't even know where to even start with
Honestly,
it.
I'm speechless.
But it really brought back some trauma from like our reunion and the filming of
Right.
it.
Yep.
We need to just unpack that first
Yeah.
because, so just so you guys know, the reunion is filmed about a month after the final vows have finished filming. We were just speaking off camera before. We think it should be longer because a month is like nothing and
Yep.
it should be minimum 2 months. But yeah, it sits around a month after, but apparently it was like 3-ish weeks.
For this season.
Yeah.
Supposedly, yeah.
And I mean, so much can go on within that time. And I feel like it would be better for it to be like a reunion after the show airs.
Yeah, so everyone can watch it and then call each other out.
Yes.
Like housewife style.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That would be the
interesting.
tea. But what's your memories from filming reunion? Because I have a lot of thoughts on it, but I want to hear yours.
Well, mine was very traumatic. Obviously,
Yes.
Cody and I did long distance for a month and that was a lot of flying back and forth because I was still living in Adelaide. We had a beautiful Christmas and everything together. And then we flew back for the reunion and yeah, we had the dinner party. He seemed really off. I could see something was up. Then after we left, like in the Uber, he broke up with me. Like, yeah, it was like strange. I'm sure everyone's already heard the story, so I'm not going to go too deep into it.
Yeah.
And then the next morning we were so rattled because the crew was going to come back. We were going to film part 2 of the reunion. So
Yeah.
the commit. Would
The
you even
commitment
call
ceremony?
it?
Yeah. The sit down. Yeah.
Yeah. And we were like, what do we do? What do we say? I guess there was a part of me that thought he might change his mind. And he
course.
was actually good in the sense is he's like, look, I'm going to be respectful. I'll do whatever you want to do. If you want to continue and pretend we're still together
Yeah,
for the sake
sure.
of the show, I'm happy to do that. If not, we can just be honest.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you sit with that. So I was like sitting with it and I was so quiet the whole day. I think everyone kind of knew something was up.
Yeah.
I was just faking that I was like severely hungover. Actually, no, I was actually that as well. And then it was only until we sat on the couch in front of the experts that, yeah, I said like he had dumped me.
It was a lot.
Yeah, and it was a shock to everyone, including
Yeah.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was. My memory of the reunions was just how long they took to film, and I'm sure it was the
know.
same for you. But we were the last couple to sit on the couch,
Yep.
and the sun was rising.
Yes.
And I'm not joking. It was like 5 a.m.
Yep.
because I took a selfie
Yes.
right after it was over, and it was like 6-ish or something.
Yep.
I don't know, something around. It was like 5 a.m., 6
Yeah.
a.m. And it was like the sun was up, it was daylight.
Yep.
And it was just rattling. And I had
Yep.
to sit there because you're there at it's you literally go through the whole night.
Yep, literally.
And then I don't know how my makeup stayed on. Like I was just like sitting there like, oh my God.
I know.
And it's always like drama. You have people walking out. And it just sucks that we were the last one because we had to just sit there.
the whole time.
And then the thing that annoyed me the most is that then they had like booked an early flight for the next morning. And it was literally like we had like 3 hours sleep and we had to film again. I was like, this is just like, no, was that no, sorry, that was for the final dinner party. It like ended like in the AMs and the flight was like in the morning and I was like, dude.
You're joking.
So it was just really like the way they did the logistics of stuff was so
Yep.
bad.
Yep.
And then that night, after reunion, it was just awful.
I know.
Just like awful vibes.
Well, Channel 9 thought that they were being like really organised. They had organised a beautiful Women's Day couples photo shoot for the couples that were together.
No.
Well, seemingly like came
Yeah.
off the show and were together. So because Cody and I said we were together, they had planned this whole photo shoot. And that was the next day.
Did you have to do it?
After I got fucking dumped and I still had to rock up. the makeup artist was wiping my tears and blotting my
Stop
face.
it right now.
Yeah, so it's out there if you want to look it up. I was in a green like Zimmerman dress sitting on a rock with Cody. It was so awkward.
That's so awkward.
And I
We
was-
did like a group shoot. So it was
Did
the
you?
couples. Yeah, I remember it was like the couples that were together and then a few of the girls.
Stop.
And then we got to go like in the like to the office and do like a studio shoot, and it was really
yes.
fun.
Cute.
But I'm getting everything all mixed up. Like I don't know what to, like. I'm
Honestly,
like everything's just like a blur
it
now.
is like a blur.
I'm pretty sure that was right after reunion because then we all went out. I think maybe the day after we went out to the Ivy. Then like all this like drama happened.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it was just like they should have just waited a little bit longer because I feel like the content, if it was just like a month longer than it was, would have been so much more dramatic. Like the swapping of the couples, like people that have hooked up, like all that stuff was just like
crazy.
they missed all that.
Yeah, far out. Well, this year there was a lot of drama with the new cast.
Yes. I was really like, after watching the reunion dinner, I was so overwhelmed. I was like, this was like a lot. And I was watching it with my roommate and we were just like, dude, like that was just like traumatizing to watch. Just how like the energy that everyone came into that was just too much.
I know.
Like,
but it was weird how Morena, Tim, Jake and Lauren did not attend. I didn't even know that was
surprised.
an option.
Well, I thought we had to go based on our
Honestly,
contract.
that was a part of our contract.
Yeah, but I mean, based on those specific people, I'm not surprised that they didn't decide to come.
Yeah.
And kind of disappointing. I wish they were forced to because it would have been good to see what the vibes would have been like because those were pretty big characters and they had really key moments. It was a bit of a missed bit of drama that we didn't get to see. And that is like a lot. Like I feel like we've never seen that many people not rock up to a reunion before.
That's a lot. I think we only had one, Andrew.
Fair enough.
That was matched with
I don't think we had
Holly on our
anyone that didn't
season.
rock up.
Really?
Oh, no. I don't think. I'm trying to think.
I feel like everyone.
I feel
on
like
your
everyone
season did
came to
rock up.
ours.
Yeah.
I feel like we thought we had to. But
I wonder, like, because this cast has gone so rogue, are future participants going to see that and be like, well, fuck it, I can not rock up and I can make a fuss and get on the promo as well.
you know what? I loved watching the sit down when they played back the footage in front of everyone because it felt like it was so in detail and it was just like, wow, like that was just like you're faced with like what happened, right? And just seeing the reactions, like even how Paul just like couldn't, like seeing it just in black and white, he just could not see it from anyone else's perspective and he just thought he was in the right. Still, like he's dying on the hill. Oh, but she did the wrong things too, bro.
Yeah.
Like embarrassing.
Yep.
And I just like, I couldn't comprehend that.
Honestly.
And then even Adrian's one was pretty tea.
That was
like all that, and it was
crazy.
actually really sad to watch because I think Athena finally got to see what their relationship was actually like, and it was not good.
Yeah,
I didn't really think it was good at any point, to be honest.
See, I'm glad they showed that how it was because, like, I'm just going to go back to my season, what they did to me, because they thought that Cody and I had made it. They made me watch all the bad snippets of our relationship.
Oh.
And then they were like, so thinking like they had one-upped me because they thought that like we were together. They were like, how are you feeling about everything? And I like would burst into tears and I was like, you know, he dumped me. But when they when they aired that,
didn't show that.
they did the opposite.
Yeah, of
so
course.
it made more sense to the storyline as to why we broke up.
Yeah.
But that was not what was done to me on the night. So like, I'm glad that with Athena and Adrian's, like they
saw
showed,
that.
yeah.
Well, to be fair though, what they show on TV is different to what you do see, so it's hard to tell exactly what is shown, but it is the general gist of what happens in those relationships. So you kind of know, I think at reunion, you know if you're getting a bad edit or not based on the footage that they show because you know what's being spotlighted.
Yes.
And then you're like, eek, this is not good.
Yeah. I feel like I saw that on Paul's face.
Yeah. He was just like,
oh.
uh-oh. But it was even worse seeing the condensed down version of how bad it actually was because we just blocked it out. It was like one after the other and she just worked through it. And then for him to continue to be like, she needs to try harder to work through it. And she did bad things too. It's like, what were the bad things she did?
I wonder if he did say them, but they just kept cutting it out.
True.
Because he was really pedantic about like she did this or she did that.
Because like what? Yeah, from what we saw, what else did she do? She said the rapper thing. Okay, your reaction was really unjustified.
The snob thing will always get me.
The snob thing was great. I forgot about that.
But the way he played down like
he's like just ignores the word.
Yes.
Oh, it's so
but how he was also using like his background as like a language barrier. Like,
to be fair, I do feel like he says shit and he doesn't know what it means.
Do you reckon?
And that's why I feel like he's getting into this shit. Not that it's justifying it at all.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, what are you saying and what are you doing? I feel like he doesn't know. So I don't think I genuinely, because even when he's like in conversation, he kind of says the wrong things out of context. Like I've kind of noticed.
Yeah.
So I don't think that is an excuse. Like don't say stuff that you don't know what it means, especially if it's a strong thing like a snob, which is exactly what you're trying to say it meant. Like that's exactly how you were trying to mean it. So I hate anyone that uses that like background argument, but I think we've seen like you're saying some stupid shit that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I know. I feel like there was a part of me that could understand a little bit of what he was trying to say.
Totally.
Because I feel like he was trying to say that Karina was a bit of a pick-me and that
I think
was
judgy was more so what he was trying to say.
Like her wanting to seek, I guess, validation from the public.
That's valid.
Yeah, but I'm like, again, like,
and I love
so
when
valid.
Alessandra was like, what's wrong with that? Because, yeah, bro, you're going on TV.
Yeah.
Yes, in a relationship, you're going to have a different view when it's not broadcasted to millions of people. But at the end of the day, you are going to be conscious of how you're being portrayed because as we've seen, it can ruin your life.
Exactly.
So I don't think that that's unfair for her to feel like I'm going to make sure I do this. Because also, like, look at the way you acted and how you embarrassed her the whole time and then she still stood by you through, like, the worst part of it, honestly.
The absolute worst.
And then at the end, you're going to be like, oh, we weren't even compatible. She's a snob. It's like, if she actually cared what the public thought about her, she would have left you straight away when you punched the wall.
Yeah.
If she actually cared. So clearly she was working through her feelings there.
Yep.
And then came to the conclusion eventually when it was like, too many like fuck ups.
Exactly.
And it was such a good example of what it's like in real life because you're going to have to deal with Instagram when girls are going to be DMing him. Do you think he's going to just ignore those? No.
Exactly.
And people from experience do not care that you're in a relationship. Girls will still message. So are they going to feed into that temptation? Probably.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest test. That's why I think 2 months after when you get your Instagram back, bring the reunion and then get the DMs up. There's a difference between women and men that go on reality TV. I think the women use it as an opportunity to maybe progress in their career prospects. And that's the kind of find love and also this. But I think men, they kind of do it for shits and gigs and also so they can have unlimited hookups and attention.
Yeah.
And that is what we see.
Yeah, definitely. But also, like, I think you just get to a stage of your life where, like, you know your worth and what you will and won't stand for.
Yep.
And you don't want to explain to someone how to fucking show up for you.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sick of explaining, okay, if you want to be my friend, these are my boundaries or this is how you do things.
You shouldn't have to say the boundaries. They should be very clear.
Yeah, you just want to meet someone that just gets it and is like yourself. You know what I mean?
Like that's like best case scenario.
Yeah, Karina shouldn't have to explain to Paul that you should not have gone on a date with another woman.
And how that is considered cheating.
Honestly.
And just like was it playing dumb or was it just like he genuinely thought that was an okay thing to do and I don't know what's worse.
So he'd be the type to like other girls' Instagram photos in bikinis, like those thirst traps and be like, oh, what? I was just, is a beautiful woman.
I was just curious. That's my favorite quote to come out of this season.
Imagine if he comes out with merch.
Do it, mate. Do something off the back of it.
I think at least one person every year comes out with like their own merch. I think Tony's already done it this year.
Has he?
Tony time.
Okay.
Apparently. But can we talk about Jacqui and Clint?
Okay, that was the biggest bombshell, right?
What the hell?
I honestly, I have time for them. Like, I think it's hilarious, honestly. Like, and you know what? And my one thing that I would defend Jacqui, sis is a manifester.
Yeah.
She manifested getting a successful man.
Yep.
All her things that she ticked off her list, she got. So honestly, I can't even hate it.
Hats off to her.
Cannot hate on it.
Yep.
And I think that whatever approach she took.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but she got what she wanted in the end. And honestly,
100%.
got to be happy for her.
Yeah,
Like, truly. Like,
True.
I think maybe things weren't handled in the best possible way. And I think there could have been a bit more sensitivity with Ryan and how he was informed about it. But again, we don't know what the dynamics were like because he was said like a couple days before Final Vows they spoke and they didn't really know what was happening. They were friends. And then he's leaked some messages. I don't really know.
Yeah.
It seems like maybe they kind of both mutually agreed to stay to the end. I don't know. And then obviously when he asked her about their relationship, they didn't really say anything about it.
Yeah.
I did find it hilarious. Clint was like, we're not fucking friends.
Yeah,
which
but that
is
was savage.
savage.
I just didn't think that was necessary. Like the way that he said it was just so
aggressive.
brutal. Yeah.
I have to call him out though.
Yeah.
The Western Sydney slander needs to stop. Western Sydney is a majority of Sydney babes.
That's like a
Anything
whole
past
big city
Marrickville
itself.
and Newtown, Western Sydney.
Honestly.
So why are you talking shit about the significant population?
Yep.
And what's the undertones there?
Yeah.
What's
So
the
for
undertones
people
there?
that don't know, because I'm originally from Adelaide and I didn't understand this eastern suburb, western, like
The
what's
dynamics
the
of
deal?
how things work. Yeah.
So there's certain suburbs where if you say you're from there, your people's heads will either turn and be more respectful or more
For sure.
open
Yeah.
versus like they'll be like nose
Like
up.
judgment. I think
Yes.
the general judgment, which I think isn't entirely accurate, but is that Western Sydney is a lower socioeconomic area, which is completely not true. But that was obviously the sentiment that he was trying to get at. I don't know. I think it's offensive because you look at Western Sydney, it's a lot of ethnic people.
Yes.
Whereas on this side of, let's just go from like Newtown, right? I think you got one side and it goes more ethnic and then you got like a lot of white people on the other side.
Yes.
And like the eastern suburbs is predominantly white people.
Yep.
So I think, and like northern beaches, white people.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it is. And it's like, that is just what it's like.
Yep.
And I think when you're making comments like that, it just does not sit right with a majority of people.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is the underlying message that you're trying to get out when you're saying that?
Yeah.
Because it's like at the same time, like Ryan bought his own place. Like I think that should be like appreciated no matter where it is. Like, okay, cool. You've had a successful career. You've got your Porsches, whatever. I think there's nothing more icky to me than a rich person that talks about being rich and like, like why are we judging like anyone like,
and who cares?
Who
Why would
actually
you even
gives a
say? And
fuck?
you know, I don't know if you've been following along on their TikTok. There are a lot of TikToks that Clint and Jacqui are making, and they're saying that they're going into business together.
Oh, okay.
Like, what a shitty move to like, you know, talk shit about a big city of like Sydney.
Which like millions of people.
Yeah,
Like-
when you're about to start a business together, that's weird to me.
Yeah. There was a lot of negativity around them like moving so quickly and all of that, right? Which I think is not fair in a sense that relationships move however the timelines work for both people. Obviously you've got factors like age and just where you're at in life. So I think I don't really think it's too soon. I mean, the moving in, I thought they moved in like much later. So I didn't realize they moved in because that was 4 weeks. So they've built a relationship within the 4 weeks after Final Vows to the reunion, and then they were moving in after that. Like a month is pretty crazy.
I don't even think it was a month.
Crazy.
From my understanding, they only had 3 weeks.
So it's like we're talking 2, right?
Yeah.
Like that is.
But that's why everyone's suspecting
They
that
were
it
talking
happened
earlier.
before, which makes a little bit more sense.
Yes.
So
Surely.
I don't know.
I don't know. I do think, I mean, every relationship to their own. I think anyone that's pushing to move in that rapidly, it is a bit of a red flag.
Do you reckon?
I don't know. I just think personally from my experience, I wouldn't have wanted to move in with my partner how quickly it happened. And I know you go through the experiment and you do that, but I think it really escalated our relationship to a negative point. And you don't even get a date anyway once you go on the show, right? So you're not dating, you're not going on dates, you're not having that really fun period of when what it's like to date someone. You know, that first 2-3 months of like what it's like when you're like, you're going out, are you going to go back to theirs? Like there's a vibe
but
there,
the thing
right?
because they were long distance, I wonder if that had a factor in it.
Well, so was mine.
Oh yeah.
But I
just feel like Tassie's like, you know,
another country, babe. It's another country. So, you got to go over water.
So you can't really date when you're like that far away.
But
so.
it's very like the moving in is crazy. The moving in is crazy.
Well, we saw at the viewing party there were two separate divides. There was the So Dramatic viewing party and then the Daily Mail one.
Yeah.
Clint and Jacqui were at the So Dramatic one and Clint proposes.
Yes.
What do we think about that?
We'll love the ring. Gorgeous
Gorgeous
ring.
Yeah, now
Huge.
that is a diamond.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Well, first of all, from my personal opinion, I would hate it if anyone did a public proposal to me. So any future prospects never do that. That is so fucking embarrassing. And that is like my actual nightmare. So
Really?
that I would have hated that so much. Like that is worst case scenario for me.
Okay.
That or like your family being there. Worst case scenario.
Oh, okay.
So me watching that, I like felt sick just based on like me, how I would feel if it was me. But cute for them.
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
that
yeah,
for
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I just
What do you
wasn't
think?
expecting it. And like her like crouching on like the little couch next to him as he was trying to propose. It was typical like awkward Jacqui style.
Yeah.
But it was cute. And the Taylor Swift music that she kept using for the reels and the TikToks.
I think, I then saw a rumor that she like picked out the ring. So it was kind of like she didn't know about it. Well, it's a sponsored thing. So it's like with Simon Kerwood. Yeah. So they're the sponsor of MAFS, I'm pretty sure. So that was in all the ads. And then they posted like a collab post with the Simon.
Stop.
Yeah.
Really?
So that's why I'm like,
So he
how
didn't
does that
pay for
come
the
about?
ring?
I don't know. But the ring's
so
worth like 30K. But like,
Wow.
I'm so confused. I mean, look, I think any success story from MAFS we've got to be happy about.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, or like who are we to judge if they're happy and in love?
Yep.
And what it would have been like now, November, December, January, February, like 5 months? No, 5 months now. 6 months. That's like
crazy.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Like they know they've been living together. Like I guess that's like a very sped up version of the experiment, let's say. But like, yeah, that's fine.
And Clint is 40
something.
43. Yeah. I mean,
so like,
it's time.
Yeah.
Right.
I think Jackie's like 29 or 30.
She just turned
so
30.
it's like, I'm like, yeah, it's just like, if it works, something works for them.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Jacqui, by the way. It was like her birthday the day after he proposed. So yeah.
Bless.
Cute. Happy
Yeah,
for them. Do you feel like it's weird that Clint decided to use the viewing party that fans had to pay? I believe it was $69 for a meet and greet, drinks, and to watch the show with the participants. Like, do you think it's weird that he chose then to propose?
I don't know. It just depends. Like maybe they wanted to like give back to the fans that had been supporting them. I don't know the way you want to look at it.
And maybe it was a part of the collab.
Yeah, potentially. Because he looked like visibly stressed as he was doing it. Like it did not. Like I was like, wait, what is he saying right now? Like he looks like anxious about it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It just. Why would you want the pressure of all of that on top of like such a beautiful moment? But
I think he really wanted it to be really special. So he probably thought, whilst the spotlight is on, the pan is hot, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Or do you know how Cam and Jules had like a sponsored wedding? I wonder if Channel 9 would give them the same.
They will not. Surely after all the rule breaks, they're not doing
True.
that. They're not getting any Channel 9 special. It's not getting broadcasted. They're not getting any. Look, she might get her own sponsors.
Maybe.
I'm all about that. I love seeing like wedding recaps and seeing like the Vogue weddings and like all the sponsors and the vendors. Because I want to save that for mine.
Yes.
But I don't think it's going to be on that level, but you know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like there's always a divide every year with the cast, so it's interesting seeing the split of who's friends and who's not friends, but it's also hard to tell because we've seen like I was really shocked that Billy and Dave were at the So Dramatic event.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were friendly with everyone else.
Yep.
And it seemed like majority of people went to the
Daily
other
Mail one.
So interesting.
I know, but I heard that Jamie and Dave weren't on talking terms now.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense. Like I personally don't like to give any more time for my exes. Like once we're done, we're done.
Yeah.
Like you've lost all access to me. We are not friends.
Yeah.
We're exes for a reason.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm with Jamie on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she just had to, they just had to choose what. Well, whoever was going to the other one, I guess it was like split, right?
But Karina and Paul were at the same one.
Yeah,
like,
they seem to look like separate and fine.
yeah. Yeah. Good old Elle Perkins is there.
Al was there. Very random.
So random, but
He'll
we
be
love
joining
it.
next season, honestly. I won't be surprised. Or maybe another reality TV show.
Yeah.
What else has he got? What else can he do?
I need Survivor or something.
like that.
Yeah.
Not a dating one. Yeah, so we saw, but Adrian didn't attend any of the events, but he was at like the after
I think
party.
he was at the Daily Mail Noir after party.
Right.
But I didn't really see any of him. Like, there were a few videos of him, like the boys and I think Karina dancing on the dance floor. Didn't see him there. So it looked like he kind of just came
And just
left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Athena and him are on talking terms either.
Well, yeah, I mean, they wouldn't be. Surely not.
Yeah.
And it would be hard.
Ali said to Athena, like, I won't let him come to the...
Potentially. Because, yeah, you'd want to separate all
Yeah.
of that. And it would be hard to watch it back. Like, I would really struggle. I think because I didn't have the experience of not being with my partner throughout the full filming process, I think I would really struggle to watch it all back knowing what the result was if it wasn't a good one.
Yeah.
So I think back and it's like, obviously I feel lucky that my experience was very like, yeah, it was great. It was actually the best.
Yeah.
But then, like, even I watched back, like, our wedding. I was showing my roommate because she hadn't seen it. And I was like, fuck, this is a hard watch. I was like, actually, not doing that again.
Yeah.
I was like, I just can't look at that. And it's like, makes me sick knowing that that's like forever existing.
I know.
But yeah, it would be really hard to watch it back and like the
Yep.
reunion and be with everyone and like have these
Yeah.
like nice but also really bad memories. I think that
Yep.
would be like so tough.
So tough. Like, I remember, like, Nova used to do this Nova dinner party where all the,
Yes.
like, listeners and fans can, like, come and have dinner with us. And I remember Channel 9
was so
ringing
fun.
me. That was so much
Yeah.
fun. They need to bring that back. And they were like, right, we're going to invite both you and Cody. But at this time, we had already broken up. People had known, but the
Okay.
audience didn't know yet.
Okay.
So they were like, we want you guys to pretend to still be together and sit together during dinner. And I was like, sorry, I
no.
don't mean to be a fucking diva, but fuck that.
No.
No, it's me or him.
Yeah.
That was the one time I had my Mariah Carey
Yeah.
crown on and I was like being a full diva.
Yeah.
And I was like, sorry, it's me or him. There was no way I was going to pretend to be cool with him when we were so far from that.
No. I think my advice for, which I don't know if any of them need it, but I think if you're in the situation where you've ended with your partner,
Yeah.
I don't think there's any, the advice I got, I'm not going to say who from a previous participant that ended her relationship was like, do not defend them because you're going to regret it because they won't do the same for you
Yeah.
and it's just never going to benefit you and you're going to look worse when you do come out and things weren't so great how you made it out to be.
So true.
Do not defend them. Do not defend them. Don't do any favors to them. And honestly, I'm glad I like listened to that. Maybe a bit too late, but I'm just like, yeah, do not defend them. They don't owe you anything. You don't owe them anything. So
Yeah.
do not do that.
Facts.
Yeah.
I wish I knew that too.
Yeah, like just it's so no, absolutely not. So anyone from this cast listening, do not defend your partner if you break up because it's going to get messy and it's just going to make it worse for you.
Yeah. But if not, you always have like a second or third chance with podcasts and stuff
True.
later on. to
Period.
defend yourself. But yeah.
So obviously off the back of being on MAFS, you do get quite a big social media platform. I always love seeing what people do with it after the fact.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what the girls do more so because I don't really care what the boys do. But so Jamie is the most followed.
Yep. She's currently
moment today.
sitting on 191K.
Yeah,
Slay
great.
Queen.
I think I feel like, and I was saying this to her because I met her a couple weeks ago. we were just talking about like skincare and like saying it how taxing the experience is on, and like my skin broke out, like it's just whole stressful. You're eating crap, like whole thing. And I was like, babe, I can't wait for you to get skincare brand deal ambassadorship. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting to see what brand it is.
Yep.
So I'm seeing for her a skincare collab long-term ambassadorship.
Yep.
That I feel like that's really aligned.
It was so
Trying to-
good seeing her at the reunion, like glowing up.
Glowing,
Her
makeup was on
skin
point,
was
hair.
glowing.
Yeah.
Yep. Just goes to
She
show
looked
like the
fresh.
difference between like being in the relationship that doesn't serve you versus
sure.
like, you know,
Well,
being
your
in
body
your
is like
power.
rejecting it.
Yes.
And you could just see it like progressively like
Yep.
I fully believe that.
Me
'cause
too.
I have always felt that when I've been in those dynamics. I'm like, oh, something's wrong with
Same.
me. Like
Yep.
what's happening there? I look back at photos. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
That's not right.
Yeah. This might be a bit TMI. You can cut this out if you want to. But I had some cervical cancer removed when I was 27.
Oh my God, fuck.
Yeah. And so that area has always been very sensitive and has like limited my body's ability to conceive. Because like the cervix is shorter.
Yeah.
Anyway, basically since then I
Does that mean
decided
it hurts a bit more? Because your cervix.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't want to sleep around because it'd be
Not
like
comfortable.
a whole thing under there,
sure.
right? But obviously I was married to Cody.
Yeah.
And every single time we tried, even I'm telling you, they gave us so much lube. It was constantly bleeding to the point
Babe.
where our wellness. Did you guys have a wellness
Yes, we did.
manager?
Loved her.
Renee.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shout out to Renee. I loved her. She's gone
Fucking
now.
love Renee.
She's gone now, but she's a
Stop.
fucking icon.
She
Yeah.
was so good to us.
Yeah,
so
love
she
her.
booked me in with a gyno, a doctor first and a gyno. It was a whole thing.
No way.
Yeah, she's like, do you want me to come to the appointment with you? I'll come.
Angel.
I know.
No, I love her. I wonder where she
she
is
was
now.
the best. So like Channel 9, they do look after us,
Like
okay?
she was one of my favorite people. Yeah.
But it just goes to show like that whole time my vagina was crying and it was saying, stop, this
No,
man is not good for
seriously.
you. Like, I mean, like it was like, it would enter and it would be like, Karamia River, like so much blood.
Like, wow.
It just constantly kept
Because
bleeding.
that's not like you should not really be bleeding during sex.
No, but
It's not.
and that was like, I've never experienced it. And when I went to have
That's
my PAP, my
crazy.
biopsy,
Everything was
all the
fine.
scans, everything was fine. And since
How
like,
interesting.
now that I've been with my partner now,
You don't have that issue.
Nothing.
It's so funny, but it's literally like whatever is happening inside you
Yep.
just is like,
Yeah, your body would tell you.
I literally felt not the same thing, but I just like did not want to have sex.
Oh, really?
I just not really like me. And I was like, oh my God, am I like getting old?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Do I like what? I was like, what the fuck's wrong with me? Because I'd never had an issue where I never felt like I had a low libido or like
Yep.
didn't want to have sex.
Yeah.
And then towards like, it's so TMI, but like I reckon the last like 6 months relationship, I just like was like not interested. I just felt like sick about it, and I just was like not feeling good. I just was like didn't want to do it. And then it felt like I just was like, no, I don't like what, like something was just like, no. Like I just don't know what it was. And then after that ended, and then I knew it wasn't an issue because then when I like dated someone else, it was fine. But I was like, how interesting, because I was like, oh my God, is this what happens? Like, am I old? Like, like I was actually Googling how, like, what age do you not want to have sex anymore?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, this is not normal.
Yeah.
Like, something's wrong with me. And I was like, oh no, it's just the person I was with.
I just have to quickly add, just in case, that how do I say this? Like, my partner now is so much bigger. Like, I didn't want people to think it kept bleeding because my ex is so much bigger.
No, we're
just
just
wanna say-
clarifying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just want to clarify. And that's how I know that it was my
fine.
body.
No,
Yes.
seriously though. Seriously.
Because I remember telling Dom and Ella this. I'm like, I keep bleeding. I don't know what's wrong with me. And like Dom's like, babe, just sniff some amyl.
What's that? Shut up.
It like relaxes your whole.
Oh my God, I want to try that. Okay.
But yeah, they were like, oh my God, is he really that big? And I was like, no, he's not. He was just like a normal average.
Like just, yeah.
Yeah. But my body was like nuts.
See,
Sorry. Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yep.
But it's just like, yeah, goes to show your body is like, get away from
Yeah, your
me.
body will tell you when something is not right and someone's not right for you. So listen. Going on to Athena, she's got 160.
What do you think she's going to do?
16K.
I feel like I see like mummy stuff for her. Like cute kind of vibes. I'm trying
I
to
see
really
her doing a
know.
lot of stuff with Cleo.
Yeah,
Cleo,
sister,
no.
and then
Yep.
yeah, that kind of
energy. And like beauty as well, because she's
Yeah.
got a weave and
yeah,
she's always got nice makeup on and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
love. Karina, I feel
yes.
like same kind of stuff, beauty, fashion. I think she's also got like a brand, I think. So we'll see how that
Yep.
goes.
Yeah. Surprised that she didn't get more.
Yeah,
Of
I'm
a
actually
following?
surprised at her
Yeah.
because she's like at like 100K-ish, but like Jamie's like doubled,
Yeah.
which is so interesting.
That's why I feel like, look, love Karina, nothing against her, but I don't know. I still felt like
Maybe it's the connection. Like
Yeah.
people, I feel like it was very clear Jamie was like giving her all and that she was very transparent. Like just the way she showed up was very her,
Yes.
good and bad.
Yeah.
And I think that resonated with people because they see the authenticity in it,
Yes.
and maybe they just don't feel that with her. But
Yeah.
I'm also like fine, because if she's has that anxiety about how she's perceived by the public, that's fair too. So
Well, that's the thing. But my advice for the next cast, because I think we always say, like, just be yourself. But I've changed my mind. I want to rephrase
don't
that.
be yourself.
Be your most feral fucking self. That is what
Be
the
your
public...
ratchet self.
Be your... Yes.
Yeah.
Be your
Period.
absolute ratchet
Honestly,
self.
if I could part of me thinks if I could do my time again, I think I would have just been in the drama. I would have just stirred shit up for the shits and gigs.
Yep.
And I would have just like been a hot mess express, because that's hilarious. That's what we
Yeah.
want to see on reality TV.
Yep.
I think you got to approach it in a fun way. Maybe if it was like I wasn't in the dynamic with my partner that I probably would have been a bit more like that.
Yeah.
But give us what we want to see.
Yeah. Like, if you want to cry.
Do it.
If you want to have a go at someone, do it.
Yeah. If you
you
want to
wanna
throw a glass of wine, do it.
Do not punch
Don't
walls.
mash them, but throw them.
Yes, just throw them. Do not start a sentence with "I'm no racist," but
Yeah.
fucking put your partner first in the photo challenge, please.
Oh, dude. If there's one thing any future participants can take out of it, put your partner first in that goddamn challenge. It is not that hard, seriously. It's so hard to watch.
Honestly.
And if you don't feel it, lie.
Yeah.
Lie.
Yeah.
Why is it that men can lie off the cuff when they don't
Yes.
need to, but when they have to lie, they can't? They can't do it.
I know.
I will never understand.
Oh. Now, Miss Queen Jacqui, who's been quite,
Jacqui.
I guess, open online, which she's been very naughty.
Honestly, give us a podcast, babes.
Yeah.
Give us a podcast. I would be listening.
Because she's sitting, her actual MAFS account is sitting on 40K. And then her second account, which is her jewelry page, is sitting on 67K.
Yeah. Which she's the one she's gone like completely rogue on.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. People obviously seem to be loving the like commentary, and like I see
Yes.
her TikToks come up, like people just ripping her lives and like putting them up. Yeah, like just like her answering like questions and stuff.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
give us more of that. People obviously love it.
Yeah. What do you think their business is going to be? Because they've said that they're going to come out
Maybe
with
it's
a
gonna be
new
like
thing.
dog merch or something. Like
Do you
the fluffy
think?
dogs. That could be cute. Or like golf stuff. I don't know.
But then she's got her jewelry line.
Yeah, I think there could be like maybe just like an e-com
Oh, yeah.
drop shipping thing. I don't know.
Who knows? Well, it'll be interesting to see.
The boys.
Yeah, the boys.
Okay, so
let's talk about
Dave,
this.
not shocked about him having the most followers. I don't
Yeah.
know what I see for Dave. I have no idea. I feel like he's going to do something that we're going to not expect. I think it's going to
Yeah.
be something completely rogue, and we're going to be like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
I still don't. I don't know.
Honestly, he could be on the block.
Oh, yeah. The block could work.
Him and Billy on the block.
I heard that he has got a manager now as well.
Okay.
I think a lot of, like, I did it around this time,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Well, it's
after the show
smart.
wraps up, you get a management.
and get the direction that you want to go in.
Yeah.
I actually know his manager, so we'll be getting the call.
Oh.
But no, I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking of doing. So I'm quite
Yeah.
intrigued because I didn't really see that for him. I didn't think he'd get a manager. I didn't think he would
Yeah.
do anything. Maybe he's gonna do something rogue, like acting or something.
I don't know. I feel like because he is, his bio says that he's a builder, but he's not a builder. He does like
He's
the
like-
silicon
Yeah,
thing.
looks so satisfying. I kind of want to
It's
do
so
it.
fun to watch. And then I believe Billy is in construction as well.
Oh, is he?
yeah.
Honestly,
he's a
they'll get him on the
plasterer.
block.
Yeah. And then like, because I remember Elle, he's a carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like the tradie guys, they get such good money.
Well, yeah. Why would you
I don't know.
want to do
if-
anything else?
Yeah.
True.
At least they've always got that to fall back on.
Yeah,
you know?
true. Yeah, I wonder.
Because
I
what
really
would they
wonder.
get? Like a Gillette
or like
paid partnership.
like tools or Bunnings or something.
yeah, but the mass audience don't.
and it's girls, bro,
Yeah.
as well. Like, I would love to see them figures of what the female male split is, because I'm telling you, it's probably like at least 70% women.
I'd
At
say
least.
more.
Yeah.
And because they're quite good looking as well, I'm sure there would be a huge female audience.
True. Or even
For
the gay
both.
guys.
And yep. Can't forget about the in-betweens because Billy's sitting on 98K at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not
Which
surprised.
is pretty good considering he didn't even...
Well, the guys usually don't get much off it, so that is pretty good.
But he left like what, week 3?
True,
4?
actually.
Do you know what I mean?
True.
So that's quite impressive. And the show hasn't wrapped up in the UK either.
And he'll get a lot because of the
so
UK
they'll rack up
audience.
heaps more. And Elliot popping off on his TikTok.
I know. I'm so intrigued about this like story arc change for him and like him just getting this redemption. Don't know how I feel about it because something about him I still just like don't trust.
Yeah.
But like I do find it funny. So
yeah,
I think I don't know. I just feel like Veronica potentially was done a bit dirty in the edit. And I just don't really believe everything that I saw.
We didn't even see her at the reunion. Like she was there, but they like didn't show her at all.
I don't think she said we saw a single word from her.
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. And I feel like she was obviously just based on how I saw things play out on my season. I feel like she's reacting to stuff that we aren't seeing. And her energy is obviously because of something. And I'm just like, what is that?
I agree.
So I don't know. I'm not
really
really
sure. We didn't get to see more of that.
Yeah. And it's like, why does he have this such like nastiness towards her? Like they weren't even together for that long, but he keeps dragging her. Yeah. And I just like don't fuck with that energy. So because she hasn't said peep about him.
Nothing.
She's not said a single thing. So that kind of says a lot.
Yep.
God, what a season.
I know.
What a season, seriously. Like,
honestly.
I think my only, I guess, thoughts is just I'm disappointed with the lack of respect the cast have had for the process of airing and just like the show. Yep. I think it's been like every year we see things get leaked. Every year there's all of that. But I just think this year was taken to a whole nother level.
Yes.
And I think it did really ruin the show.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like hard to like, I know obviously we're in the space so we're seeing a lot of it, but it's hard to like ignore it when you're seeing it so thrown in your face all the time. And I think that, is annoying, but it was great. Like the casting was on point.
Yeah.
And the drama, the tea was just like next level.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like maybe Channel 9 need to do something this time. Like either withhold a bit of their pay.
I reckon, or pay them more, the more that they like be quiet.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, like something like that.
There has to be an incentive for them to not
because why would
spoil
they?
the storyline.
Yeah, why
exactly.
would they? And that's why I can't even hate on them for doing it because you're going to defend yourself. If I felt like I was in the position that I looked really bad and I needed to say something, I'm going to be defending myself because what are you doing to help? Nothing is what they're doing. So I think, kind of respect them for doing it, but I think it's like the way you can do things can be a bit more with discretion. But I mean, we're not them, so it's hard to like.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, hard to say. What's your overall thoughts?
It was just chaotic, honestly. And I personally couldn't really bond or relate to anyone in particular. And that's what I loved about MAFS. I would hear someone's story and I'd be like, oh my God, I could really relate to that. The only thing I could relate to was Billy's trauma with his dad, with not talking to him for a while and then, flying over and wanting to connect. And then his dad was like, because had that happened to me in October.
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, nah, I'm not. I'm done with my family. It's cool. Love and light.
Yeah.
But that was the only thing I could really connect to because I felt like that was real and that was raw and I could connect with that. But apart from that, there was nothing else that I could be like, wow.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
When I say be yourself, like talk about your trauma, it's like really lean into the process. I hate that word, but you know what I mean?
Lean in.
You lean in. And just be, your rancid self.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ratchet rants itself is our feedback and advice.
Yep.
So obviously it's been a crazy season, crazy back to reality season for us as well. So sad that it's coming to an end and it's been a lot. I feel like we've really been thrown in with the madness of MAFS and just everything going on.
But now it's like a nice way to tie up their season, back to reality season. And I guess we'll see you guys next season. Bye, guys.